Cool. So today we're going to be talking about how we can use Perceptis to create somewhat more sophisticated and good-looking slides. And so to do that, let me actually show you. So let's say, hey, on our Perceptis website, there is a really nice slide like this. So why don't we just copy it? And then here in Perceptis itself, we're going to switch over to the single slide mode, and I'm going to drop literally this image as an attachment. And then the first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna turn off the web search. We don't need it right now. We're just working with the visuals. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say recreate this slide exactly, including the wavy lanes that are connecting bar chart components. Honestly, let's start here and let's see how it's gonna work. Let's go back to the original slide that we grabbed from the Perceptis landing page. And as you can see, it's ready. It's not looking too bad. There are a few things, obviously, the overlapping headers, the legends for whatever reason decided that they need to be longer rectangles rather than just squares. But maybe those are easy things. So one cool thing that Perceptis does for you is actually runs a couple of generations in the background, as in the early days of the Midjourney. So what you can do is you can just click improve the slide, and then you can click an extra button to get extra nice visualizations, options, etc. But you can also right away look at the current design as compared to the alternative, right? The alternative is going to be exactly the same slide, a little bit, it might have some variation. Actually, I think that in this case, alternative, even though not perfect, it still looks much better, right? We have more, correctly presented legend, etc. So I'm going to actually switch to this. And so right away, this slide is almost there. But then again, what you might say is, well, Alabek, this is all nice, but I'm actually, I'm looking to create something new. I'm not looking to just copy slides from the web, right? And so what we can do then is we can continue editing this slide. So now that it's actually in here, we can say add a third column to the right, and maybe just to be very explicit, as part of the same bar chart. We can say that the categories are the same, the percentages are as follows, and then we can say, right, so like the dark green is the loyal ecosystem, let's say 30%, and then status conscious is going to be 20%, there's going to be tech savvy is going to be 40%, and then the last category, practical, 10%. Right, so we're going to say this column is revenue among students, whatever. Make sure to have the same wavy lanes connecting bar chart segments. So let's launch this one and see if it's actually going to do what we wanted it to do. All right, let's go back to the first slide that we were dealing with. So as we see, this is like perfect. So we have this additional third column that appeared on the right hand side. It's still the part of the same bar chart, and it contains all the information that we gave it. So I'm pretty happy, and there are some formatting issues again that we might be able to fix, but those are the small things that I usually just feel like, you know, it's easier to just drag the text box rather than explaining what I'm trying to achieve. So let me download this one. And as I do it, we'll look into what it looks like in PowerPoint, because depending on what the AI decided to do, it might have produced just a bunch of PowerPoint boxes, you know, shapes. Whereas usually we prefer to work with the actual PowerPoint native graphs, and Perceptis 100% supports native graphs, but because we were asking it to be very precise in terms of design, you know, it might have done its own thing. So let's actually download and look at this. So this is the slide that we're talking about. And again, this is something that just feel like, you know, just moving afterwards and, you know, space it out a little bit. And, you know, it's just going to be so much easier to do it with hands. But again, let's look here. So here, okay, so that's what I was talking about. So this is actually not a native PowerPoint chart. It's actually a bunch of boxes and a bunch of elements drawn separately, which is fine. Like, look, as long as this is the actual final slide that I'm looking to present, maybe that's okay. But sometimes it might not be, right? Sometimes we might say, hey, we still want to make sure that these are native PowerPoint chart elements. I'm gonna say, make sure to recreate the bars as a PowerPoint native bar chart. Preserve the ordering of segments and the coloring. Okay, now this might or might not work from the first go, so let's see what's gonna happen here. And if it doesn't, we'll give it one more chance. And I know we now have been iterating on this for a while, but again, the point here is maybe more so to show you kind of step by step how the AI is working and what it's attempting to do, and like how very precise instructions actually help it to achieve what you're looking to achieve from it. All right, so going back to our original first slide, so now it actually is a proper PowerPoint bar chart, but it's kind of, you know, all over the place. It's no longer coinciding with the background connectors and so on. So we're just one step away from having it perfect. So the last thing I will tell it is do the final polish of this slide by adjusting the size and position of the, I keep on calling them the wavy connector lanes, so that they perfectly coincide with the bar chart that was produced. All right, now finally we have a virtually pixel perfect PowerPoint slide. We have it looking good, and the bar chart and the background things are perfectly aligned. So here, let me download this PowerPoint. Bam. All right, so let's look here. Yeah, so this is perfect. This is a true PowerPoint bar chart, as you can see, right? So you can do all the things that you normally can do with PowerPoint bar charts. You can edit data with, you know, this little Excel built in and so on. Still, you still have your, and let me just do it this way. You still have your, you know, connectors that you can continue manipulating if you had to. But again, there you go. This is what I call a 100% fidelity slide, and again, maybe except for this little thing, and I could have fixed it if I wanted to. So thank you so much for watching this, and go create some impressive slides with PowerPoint.